What's up, everybody? This is Will Gaylord from Let the Madness Begin. I just wanted to quickly address something that's been going on for a few weeks concerning Jimmy Dore. A few weeks ago, Jimmy Dore made a video criticizing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's her endorsement of Andrew Cuomo for governor in New York. So there have been several voices that have had criticism of Jimmy Dore for his video. And that's voices like Sam Cedar, Ben Dixon, David Pacman, and even us here at LTMB, me and Mike. So Sam Cedar has said things of Jimmy Dore like, that's the dumb left. And David Pacman, he responded to a live call on his show, and he said some things like that's like like they're useful idiots. And he meant by that they don't know that they're actually doing the work of the Republican Party. So we, LTMB, me and Mike, we didn't have any, I don't think we had any like name calling in our video or anything like that, because it wasn't really like an assault on Jimmy Dore, but it was an assault on the things that he was saying. So we did frame it as disingenuous. We did say that he was being intellectually dishonest because of certain things he was saying, like how Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said that Andrew Cuomo was the answer, like he was the way, which she did not say that whatsoever. Like, let's be very clear in what she did. She's a Democrat running for Congress. She's going to support the Democratic Party. If anybody didn't think that she was going to do that, you're fooling yourself, okay? So there have been a few videos I have seen, and the most recent one came from Jordan Chariton. And Jordan Chariton's video mainly dealt with David Pacman's criticism. And I guess Jordan Chariton was trying to convey that, like, the pragmatic approach versus the progressive approach. The progressive approach is definitely the way, because if you continuously vote for the lesser of two evils, then you're going to continuously get the lesser of two evils. We're not going to go anywhere. It's always going to be about incrementalism. And I do agree with that to a certain degree. In 2016, if one would tell me that they were progressive, yet they backed Hillary Clinton the whole way through the Democratic primaries and general election, then I'd kind of be like, no, you say you're progressive, yet you back somebody that's clearly not progressive. I don't know. Because clearly there was one direction if you were progressive, and that was Bernie Sanders in the 2016 Democratic primaries. Now, if you're telling me that you did back Bernie Sanders, but then you switched to Hillary Clinton because, hey, she's clearly not a progressive, but she's clearly more progressive than Donald Trump, well, then I don't really have any critique for you. Like, I mean, like, if people felt like that was the way, cool. I didn't get behind Hillary Clinton at any point because I had a goal, okay? And so if you know anything about LTMB, you know that we pushed Jill Stein in the Green Party, and there was a reason for that. Now, of course, the Green Party's, their platform, their ideology, of course, it lines up with our own, but that wasn't the only reason why we pushed her. It was because we wanted to get her to 5% of the total outcome. And that would have meant federal matching funds. That would have meant ballot access. So we had a goal in mind. We knew it was asking for the moon to think that, she was actually going to win the presidency. Of course, we knew that was not realistic. But again, we had a goal. If we're talking about New York, if we're talking about for governor in New York, there is a Green Party candidate, right? But does anybody believe that that Green Party candidate is going to win, or even has just a shot in the dark at even challenging the Republican or the Democratic nominee? I don't think anybody could actually say that. I don't know exactly who that Green Party candidate is, but if they do fall in line with the Green Party platform and the ideology, I'm pretty sure that I would support that. But if we're talking about real life here, we're talking about what's actually going to happen, that candidate has no chance. So what would be the goal in actually campaigning for that particular individual? What would be the goal in actually voting for that individual? Again, I understand that the lesser of two evils is horrible. I understand that totally. And I've said many times before that the whole vote blue no matter who is hot garbage. I can't stand that rhetoric. But that's more so in the primary. It's very important who we support in the primary. It's very, very important. If you're a progressive, you definitely want to support somebody that speaks to most of our needs, that speaks to somebody like that actually is campaigning to represent us and not big business, not corporate interest. But when it gets to the general election, if those candidates fail, what are you going to do? Are you going to bow out? What are you going to do? You could say, hey, okay, well, we can't support, the Democratic Party because they're so corrupt. Okay, what are you going to do? Like, what's the strategy here? I understand it feels wrong. I understand it feels wrong because it doesn't line up with your ideology. It doesn't line up with, how you want to, I guess, approach this with integrity. I understand all that. But if you're dealing with real life, in New York for governor, if anything progressive gets through that New York Congress, that New York legislature, is it going to come through Andrew Cuomo or is it going to come through Molinari? The answer is simple. It's going to come through Cuomo. So again, I totally agree with the whole look. We can't just continuously accept incrementalism. I totally agree with that. But sometimes there's a time and place for this. You campaign hard, you attack hard when it's primary season. But when it's the general, what are you gonna do? If you have another way forward, I would love to hear it. If there's a Green Party candidate that actually has a chance, then definitely try to push them over the edge. But in New York, that's not the landscape. That Green Party candidate has no chance. So, again, I feel what Jordan Chariton is saying, but only to a degree. And actually, his criticism of those voices, like David Pakman and Sam Cedar, it doesn't even speak to the heart of the issue. This was about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her supposed endorsement of Andrew Cuomo. She is a Democrat running for Congress. She has not been elected to a damn thing yet. Her constituents just voted for Andrew Cuomo, overwhelmingly over Cynthia Nixon. What is she supposed to do? She's a Democrat. Of course she's going to say, I'm going to support Democrats in general, and that includes Andrew Cuomo. Is that an endorsement? I don't think so. I think it's just her being a Democrat and her having to be like, yeah, I'm going to support the Democratic Party. I chose to run as a Democrat. I'm going to support the Democratic Party. Now, if she falters once she gets to Congress, now, if she backs away from her actual policy positions that she actually ran on, if she actually tries to withdraw her own platform, then that's something that absolutely needs to be criticized. That's absolutely something that needs to be called out. But she hasn't changed a damn thing. So the reason why we made the video about Jimmy Dore and criticized his words was because his voice carries. He has a very large audience, and there's some of that audience that have been saying that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not a progressive anymore. She's not a true progressive. See, I always knew it. See, because she's a Democrat. And see, Democrats do this, and she's been co-opted and blah, blah. If Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not good enough for you, if she's now not a true progressive, then who the hell is? That's my question. Who the hell is? Like, who's your candidate if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now somebody that you can't support? Who can you support now? Again, man, in the United States of America, we have a two-party system. I don't like it any more than you do, but it is what it is right now. If we're actually going to transform the Democratic Party into something that actually is more representative of the people, then this is going to be a step-by-step process. And along the way, we're going to have to support establishment-type candidates. Along the way, yeah, that's going to have to happen. Because you know what? To get to a place where progressivism actually takes over, it's going to be with the help of people that vote for establishment type candidates. We can't do it by ourselves. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did not become the nominee in New York's 14th district on the backs of progressive voters alone. Mind you, she beat a 10-term incumbent in Joe Crowley. Joe Crowley, the establishment Democrat. Those voters turned from him and went to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because they believe more in her at this point. That's what needs to happen. Establishment voters need to recognize that this is the way we're going to back you. It's not going to be by us withdrawing our support from the nominees that recognize that, look, this is a step-by-step process. I'm doing this for the whole Democratic Party. I'm going to be supportive of the whole Democratic Party. You can't withdraw your support of people like that and expect this progressive movement to keep chugging along. It's going to stop dead in its tracks. So that's just my opinion. Of course, we don't all have to agree on everything, but like I said, if Ocasio-Cortez is now a bridge too far, my question is, who do you support? Who's your candidate now? You know? So let me know how you feel. Leave a comment. Like this video. We'll be back with LTMB live shortly, hopefully in the next week or two. We're looking forward to it. We appreciate all the support from you guys. So peace out. We'll see you soon.